This week on the Macgasm Videocast, we're going to talk about Age of Curling,
new iPhone users,
the holiday giveaway,
and Microsoft targeting Apple users. So we want to talk about a new game that we've tried, or I've tried. Josh and I have actually taken up curling recently and failing miserably at it.
Speak for yourself.
We wanted to try something different, right, and a new little sport to try out. And so I discovered this game called Age of Curling for the iPhone. And I have to say that it is fun. Like, I mean fun. I played it with another person, and we played it for about a good 3 hours nonstop until my iPhone died. And it was competitive, and we were getting into it. So, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It looks kind of crappy, so I'm just kind of...
Okay, so visually, the rocks. I don't know if
they're fucking square.
Yeah, exactly. if you haven't. If you don't know anything about curling, it's a giant shuffleboard on ice, and you throw these 40-pound rocks down the ice, and you try and get to the closest to the target, right?
They're round. They're supposed to be round.
Yeah, they're supposed to be round. But whatever they use to come up with these objects in the game, it's more of like an octagon shape for the rocks. So that's something that they definitely need to fix. And
superb real-time 3D graphics.
And the physics a little bit is a little off, we noticed. But the actual gameplay itself was really, really fun, and we had a blast playing it. However, when you throw the rock, when you curl it, it goes out and then it curls in. This goes out and curls in, but if you put more of a curl, when it starts slowing down right before it stops, it goes almost sideways.
Like
it does a 90-degree. It does gradually curl, but then when it gets to the end, it slides sideways a little bit. So that's a little bit it, and then when you actually hit the rocks to do a takeout, instead of actually hitting the rocks and taking out everything, you hit the rocks and they just like kind of disperse a little bit. Not like when you full throttle it, it should go boom and everything goes pretty much crazy. And then since they're not round and they're more an octagon shape, you can like slide beside another rock really close. Yeah, because they're not round, right? So it goes, sometimes if the other rock's octagon corner is sticking out and your corner hits it when you're curling down, it'll actually hit and roll instead of just like skimming it or something.
That's interesting.
So physics is a little off, but I mean, you can even go online. They have a demo on the web.
So it's probably like Flash or something.
Yeah.
They did it in originally.
Yeah, because it was built for the web. So, I mean, you can try it on the web for free. They don't have a free version of the app. It's $4.99. But if you're playing with someone and you know curling, there isn't any other curling games out there. So, I mean, give it a shot.
I haven't tried it yet, but it says, like, one of the things is player versus player. Is it 2 iPhones?
No, well,
or you
I only
use
had my iPhone.
It?
He didn't have it. Yeah. So
but can you play?
I don't know. I haven't tried, so I wouldn't be able to tell you that. But we were passing it back and forth, and for about 3 or 4 hours, we were playing it an entire round, and it was getting competitive. And you have to have strategy. You got to put your guards and everything, and yeah, it was fun. Gameplay wise, it was fun.
Cool.
It's a little bit that has to be worked on, but I mean, I don't know if this is their first game, but for a curling game, I mean, it's great for the sport. And
it's by Marcus Hoffer.
Yeah, it's Blackish.
And it's not. What do you mean it's Blackish?
That's the website. It's at blackish.at, I believe.
But they don't have any other
games on
games.
So it's $3.99.
The site says $4.99, but it says $3.99.
Yeah, it says $3.99 in the U.S. Apple iTunes store. So.
Well, they do get good ratings. I mean, the customer ratings the most ratings are 5-star. So maybe all things aside, yeah.
There's a couple 1-stars. I don't know if that's just people being rude or don't know anything about curling, but there is a couple things they have to work on, like the shapes of the rocks and the physics a little bit. But all in all, for curling, if you like curling and you enjoy curling, you know anything about curling, I would definitely check it out.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. Gonna give it a go.
So download it on the iTunes and have some fun. Or if you don't know curling, you'll learn curling.
Kinda.
So I have an interesting topic here that I like to talk about is new iPhone users. The iPhone's been out for what, 3 years now?
Something like that.
2 or 3 years now, almost?
Yeah, maybe.
Seeing new iPhone users is kind of interesting. It's like they're like little kids in candy stores, and then people who don't have iPhones ask them questions. Oh, how's your iPhone? Yeah, how is it? And then you see them doing this and not really knowing what they're doing. Kind of annoying a little bit. I get a little annoyed. I was a little intrigued at first when I saw him using it, but then when I hear him start talking like he's part of the crowd and he's an expert at the iPhone, it just kind of makes you chuckle a little bit. It's awesome for Apple that they're still getting a bunch of new users.
Oh, for sure.
But to see someone who just picked up the iPhone for the first time, hasn't downloaded an app or hasn't done anything, and they instantly feel like they're part of the club and that they're experts at the iPhone is kind of a little bit annoying.
Well, it's technology in general. You know, you get this wide spectrum of abilities, and people who are enthusiastic about using technology tend to be lumped into experts by peers. So, you know, you're going to get that no matter what you do.
Yeah, so like I see him talking about his phone and people are asking him questions and stuff about his phone, and he's answering all these questions and it's all wrong, everything he's saying, and it just makes you like shriek a little bit on the inside. But it was entertaining, I'm not gonna lie, when you see new iPhone users, but it's just something that when someone buys it, they instantly feel part of the crowd.
Oh, for sure. It's like that with all Mac products, right? You get an Apple laptop, all of a sudden you're part of the cult.
And I don't know what it is or what makes people feel that way, but it's like I have a Mac now, I have an iPhone, I'm
delusions.
The cool
delusions of grandeur.
I don't know. So I just want to talk about that, and that it's a little annoying seeing that.
Yeah, it's a pet peeve of mine. Not so much Apple users, because I kind of lump them into the enthusiasm that they're trying to talk about something they love, but they might not fully comprehend what they're doing. But what really bugs me is people who do that about technology in general, I think, and own what they're saying, because they're all like, yes, I'm an authority on this, and they don't know what they're talking about. I guess it comes with the territory. Sometimes you want to turn around and punch them square in the nose, but you can't.
Yeah, you get that a lot with other technology, but just seeing this recently with a guy that just got an iPhone and being clueless, but talking like he's an expert about it while he's using it.
I once had a guy behind me at a restaurant talking about like the iPhone, the BlackBerry, and like some Nokia phone that wasn't a smartphone. No, it wasn't a smartphone in any way, shape, or form. And he was going on comparing them and like specs and talking about like the cell phone bands and stuff, and I was just like, are you kidding me? And his friends were like believing every word out of his mouth, and I just shook my head, and the people I was with were just like looking at me like I was ready to explode because they knew it was driving me crazy.
So I don't know, but if you're a new iPhone user, awesome, congrats.
Congrats,
you're
awesome.
At the end of the day, don't go around and preaching like you're the iPhone expert. Because someone's gonna ask you something one of these days, and you're just gonna be.
Yeah, you know, it's like anything. Research what you're talking about before you talk about it, and I think that may be a bit of a word to wise everyone on the internet. It's easy to spout off about stuff you kind of know a little bit about because no one's gonna call you on your bullshit. But in reality, someone out there is reading it that's calling you on their bullshit. They just might not do it publicly.
That's right. So that was my rant.
New iPhone users, what are you gonna do? I was gonna do that for a full minute.